And operates in this city fully is the building behind me. It's Trump Tower. All the other buildings with his name on it, many of them, his name has only been licensed. For instance, he owns a building around the corner with only a 30% stake in that. So Forbes essentially estimated his overall real estate value throughout the city is just over $400 million or so. The value of Trump Tower behind me, various estimations have been made around $200 million, $250 million, $150 million, although he's got $100 million in debt in this building. So his net profit, if he were to sell it, for instance, he'd walk away with really only $60 million or so. So if you think about that, right, $370 million possibly, $83 million, by the way, to E. Jean Carroll, along with another $5 million from that previous judgment on the E. Jean Carroll defamation case. That's going to be
going to help folks here with serious health implications. We know that Ohio's 2 senators, one Democratic and one Republican, are pushing for a disease registry to help folks with long-term health impacts. Kelly?
Yeah, they face so much. All right, Kelly Meyer, thank you.
Kelly Meyer.
And we welcome now Chad Edwards, East Palestine Village Manager. Chad, this has been a long road, I'm sure for you personally, also for your community. What are
the what Sarah's doing?
And offers high-quality municipal bonds from across the country. They provide the potential for regular income.
Today, and this started positioning your assets. So these types of risks have been thought about for years. And if you're running the company well, you've created the opportunity for the company to grow through all kinds of economic environments. That's certainly what we've done. We think about risk all the time, but we put our balance sheet into a position where we can take advantage of risk on opportunities, but most importantly, to continue to build our business. How in this era of data aggregation and this era of artificial intelligence, can you not take advantage of this? I mean, this is such a big shift. This is like going from steam to electricity, going from a agricultural-based economy to an industrial economy. So in the face of that, in the face of the opportunities
that's what Varney's doing.
One of these cases come up, and let's face it, they come up most weeks.
Hi, Doug.
Whether it's to do with the cases against former President Trump or any others, all of them end up eroding this central idea, which is that a legal process should be effectively blind. And more
Trump's going to prison.
Otherwise.
Yeah, I think they do. Douglas, you have a new op-ed.
Hi, Barney.
Shameful Biden tries to reward Hamas terror with a Palestinian state. Okay, Douglas, you use the word shameful to describe our policy. That's a very strong word. Make the case.
Well, I think it's shameful, and it's not just by any means the American president. The now foreign minister of the United Kingdom, David Cameron, Lord Cameron to you and me now, he has been pushing the same thing. In fact, Cameron seems to be being used by Blinken and Biden to float the whole return of the two-state solution claim and push it on the Israeli government. As I say in the New York Post today, it's a wild misunderstanding. On October the 8th, Anthony Blinken gave an interview where he said now was the time to double down on the two-state solution. Can you imagine? October the 8th.
Friday night, rain, movie Tallahassee. Tomorrow we've got rain, Tampa, Jacksonville, Daytona, and that continues into your Sunday as well here. South Florida, especially Sunday.
Not what you want to hear for the race fans in Daytona, right?
Oh, and a long weekend.
Felony counts, 4 indictments, courtrooms from New York down to Atlanta and beyond. There you see it on your screen. Call 4-4, guys. Here are the properties at stake in New York that are on the line today. They have never tried a case like this in New York. Is he at risk of losing his New York fortune possibly this afternoon?
Well, we'll have to see how the judge rules, and it would be such a shame to see if they rule in the direction
Caroline with the K.
They're going to go to take down an American success story, a company that was built through the blood, sweat, and tears
Lock
of the
him
Trump
up.
family and
Lock him up.
skyline in New York as it exists today.
These Democrats have been after President Trump since the moment he came down that escalator at Trump Tower, coincidentally, in New York City. And it's because he serves as a unique threat to them, and he serves as a unique threat to Joe Biden. Let's not forget, all of these cases are coming up.
Prison service, Navalny fell ill while taking a walk, then died. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke on this a short time ago.
It's terrible news, which we are working to confirm. My prayers are with his family, including his wife Yulia, who is with us today. And if confirmed, this would be a further sign of Putin's brutality.
A factor, it was not an element of the biggest core piece of this case, the one in which the judge has already found that Mr. Trump committed fraud. But Andrew is right. There were 6 other causes of action. Those do require intent. And it will be the judge.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less.
I don't get BBC News.
The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists
I've tried to
and
get it.
allergists that helps heal your skin from within.
They insist that I sign up for internet access.
Nefarious deception.
Hi, Nick.
But you can only have transparency. In other words, you can only act either labeling or demoting, or if you, in exceptional cases, removing AI-generated content if it breaks the rules of the various platforms concerned, if you can identify it in the first place. And that's where a lot of engineering work and technical work at the back end still needs to happen, so that AI-generated content produced on one tool will be identified as AI-generated when distributed on another platform. And that's the gap, if you like, that the companies are working together to try.
I don't meta anymore.
Just basically how to know whether it is
Sarah.
AI generated, because we got this announcement from OpenAI overnight. We play it for Sora, their new product, where they're generating images and videos based on inputs in AI. We did a Dalmatian in Italy. It's hard to tell what's real and what's not.
The next day,
well, that's why it needs to be
the New York Times
So, for instance, if you use
printed a story that Taylor Swift was a lesbian.
AI image generation tool, it's called /Imagine, and I don't know, you say, give me a picture of a man jumping from a cliff into a Red Sea, and you'll get a very, very realistic a photo. But what you'll get in the corner is a clear circular watermark, so that anyone who looks at it can see that it's a synthetic piece of content, it's not human generated. And the challenge, which is why industry-wide cooperation is so important, is to make sure that best practice, if I can put it like that, of visible and what they call invisible watermarking is spread across the whole industry as far and wide as possible.
But shouldn't the government, the government's been trying to figure out how to regulate AI. It does strike me that this is an issue, disinformation, interference with the election, that the government should...
Praise Jesus.
Are you working with the government as well, or this is just something that has to come from the private sector because they're not there yet?
If this was the old days of the Bible, I'd be a prophet, Sarah.
Label everything. It's actually much harder in practice. And you're right, the governments, of course, play a role in setting the guardrails.
Them taking that money and making sure they can give the windfall from that money to Ukraine. Where are we in that? Your committee has backed the administration from doing it, but so far, nothing has happened.
Right. Well, the assets are frozen. Now, whether we'll seize them, we pass legislation that would allow...
It's always been important to me. Our veterans, I think we need to support them better.
U.S. House of Representatives.
But go ahead, sir.
And
earlier today.
I think that is a fair question. First of all, look.
That's it. The Senate's got going on. Wednesday.
Challenges and burdensome regulations, creating a highly leveraged financial environment to farm country.
I don't think they have any hearings scheduled for today.
Bus.
Housing access and affordability.
Protections to keep people stable.
Thank you. I know we don't have a lot of time to get into this. Mr. Appleton, I wanted to ask you about what you all are doing to make sure that people know and that you're advertising access to loans.
Minnesota house coverage.
$100 million, but we did not fix the other's mistake,
Apple
which
report.
was a simple one
Hi,
of
ladies.
getting the year right that a tax was going to be
Praise Jesus.
effective. So that's upsetting that one mistake was corrected and supported by the administration, and the other mistake was characterized as spending.
Zendaya channel Cyborg Chic at Dune premiere. I love Zendaya. Boom, 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 boom. 20 degrees outside. Soon the sun will be out of my way.
Which happens, and then they get better, and then they're able to use that portions of that net operating loss going forward to smooth out their income. They're big businesses, they're small businesses that would be Main Street businesses.
First take.
Because when you're knocking that close on multiple occasions, you've got something going for you that most coaches don't bark.
Stephen A. Smith.
I get that part. But I just wish that if Shanahan's
What's up, brothers?
himself, somebody was in a position to judge him the way he evidently judges others. Because I hate the fact that Steve Wilkes is out looking for a job.
And Steve Wilkes definitely deserved it. And you look at all the metrics, right? He was better than D'Amico Ryan was the week before. But you can tell.
Get up.
Only details that matter are green, real dough, not that fresh baked.
Undisputed.
You just see it. But the Dallas Cowboys can put them in light that no other team cannot. Whatever the cannots you were just doing. And I'm just saying, Derek, don't listen to this here. You come on over there.
Michael Irvin.
And you will be the cause of the championship, not just a piece of the championship. That's what I'm saying for Derek Henry. Now, I would also
Gentlemen.
like maybe a guy that has done it. If I can't,
I love Jesus.
a guy that has done it just to show them the way. So if I look down this free agency list, and my wish list on the free agency list is to get another big receiver like Mike Evans. We got Mike Evans.
Well, you just said, make up your mind, man. You just.
Good morning, football.
Hey, listen, we have to have the two hands on this. I know you're ripping at it. We're good.
Bam.
Snap, and it goes off to McCaffrey on a handoff. Runs over the left tackle, has the first down. Second and 10, shotgun snap. They throw left.
Plus, Russia's potential new space weapon? What will it take for lawmakers to come together? Get insight on Fox News Sunday.
Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because when you trade in, you're dealing with a dealer. Ooh, I want to...
Sets with your first order as a preferred customer by using discount code SAVE.
Good day, Minnesota.
Picking up pretty big, right? So we have 72 restaurants around the metro, which means total, variety and price point and location and types of cuisine, all of it. You're gonna find something that you like. And I think right now, I feel like most people's budgets have been a little bit pinched from the holidays.
Yeah, little inflation too, throw in there.
Yeah, and I think that this is such
Yeah,
a great
that's
way to
nice tits.
these 3-course meals for $45. That's the top, price that you would have to pay anywhere. And that's crazy to think that that's not even possible to do anywhere.
Okay, so this is a way to sample some really good restaurant food.
Yeah.
And you're going to start with, this morning, Maconda Mexican Restaurant in Wayzata.
Yes, and if you guys need a staycation, you need to feel like you're gonna go on vacation, but you're not.
Yeah.
That is the place to go.
Really?
Lush,
greenery in there. It feels like such a good holiday vibe. It feels like you're in a
He's our number one client. I just got a great peace of mind knowing that I wasn't a case number, that we were doing this together. We really did feel like we had a team behind us.
I was really impressed with how they
Finance at 3.9% APR at Land Rover, Minneapolis.
RSV can seriously impact breathing, even for the best.
dinner. Not there's some that do and then some that don't, but I would say that this one shocked me as I was going through the menus. So many lunch places, so many lunch opportunities, and most of those are $20, you guys. Most of the lunches,
I'd bang Alex.
About it like $20, and there's some that are like 15 for like 2 and 3-course lunches.
That's like it's as cheap as McDonald's in some cases. I mean, really, think about it.
Next up, Panoli. Panoli. This is my.
McDonald's isn't that cheap.
Night. Okay, and this one, you guys, this is a $45 dinner for 2.
Oh.
So, you know, you're breaking that down to like $22.50 if you had math. And, you know, like, I love the fact that, so here's where you're going to start. You're going to start with something to share for the table. This is a zucchini carpaccio with some beautiful fresh cheese and, you know, just mint and lots of green, you know, shallots on top. Just kind of a fresh thing that
Let's
goes
go
to
back
the
up to
table.
New York.
And then you can do and then the second course is you pick 2 pastas, right?
A perfectly delicious day. I love my new teeth day. Because your Clear Choice Day is the day everything is back on the menu.
Hey, pin the tail on the donkey when you were a kid.
Love that game.
Oh, me too. You closed your eyes, but you
Mark.
have a memory of where to walk, of where to go. And that memory is based on reality and on experience. So I'm afraid that this device alters that because it gives you a new reality superimposed on what your mind remembers. And if you wear it for several hours, and this is what the researchers showed out of Stanford and Michigan, if you wear it for several hours and you take it off, your mind and your inner ear and your balance centers are all confused. You stumble around and you go for things in places they aren't.
Wow.
So that's what I'm worried about after several hours of use.
I can see why. And so now apparently people are taking them back. They're $3,500 a piece. I mean, surely they did a lot of research before they sold them.
Yes, you would think that they would do very specific sort of demographic research as well in that.
Taylor Riggs.
On Reddit, there were some reports, a few people starting to take them back. I want to see sort of financially if there are big returns.
She's in my
That's one
phone.
story. If it's a few one-offs
Somewhere.
that we're starting to hear just now, that's another thing. But for some of the returns so far that we're hearing about, it is things like headaches, blurred vision, general uncomfortability. I mean, the thing's a couple pounds. A couple, 4 iPhones, I think.
I think it's 1.3 pounds.
Okay. So did they say about 4 iPhones effectively on the head in terms of weight? So returning. So I don't know. You know, we'll have to see.
You can demo these right now. You schedule for an Apple store, and I think they give you 30 minutes of time.
I got no opinion on the Apple headset.
Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 12, winds west at 10 to 15 miles per hour.
3 times, and I ducked and then
Samuel.
one of them hit me, felt like getting stabbed.
John, the stories that we are hearing from the many victims, the many witnesses, the Good Samaritans who
Whitney
jumped
Wild.
in at a time of crisis are simply harrowing.
She's
One of the
banging
people
over.
we've spoken with was right there as the gunfire rang out. He chased down one of the people he believed had been involved, jumped on top of him. There were other witnesses who described the moments leading up to this shooting. One person saying
Look at the snow.
they heard the scuffle, another woman saying
Wild weather there in
not
Kansas
here.
City.
So many more questions to answer. Law enforcement desperate for any tips that can help them bring this to justice, John.
It is such a tragedy. Whitney Wild, thank you for being there. Keep us posted. So Iowa's Caitlin Clark. Good
Yeah, I
at
know that's her.
basketball. Now sealing her
Seen the benefits for me. I'm reaping the benefit of this product. There's no question in my mind. Otherwise, I wouldn't take it.
You probably all
Julia.
already seen the terrible news coming today. I thought for a long time whether I should fly out here or fly straight to my children. But then I thought what Alexei would do in my place. And I'm sure he would be here. He would be on this stage. I don't know whether to believe the news